Alright guys, so this is going to continue on with our review of chapter 6. Now we're going to get into polygons, okay, and I'm going to fill this chart out just to kind of give you an idea of all the information you really should know about polygons. So first, you should know the names: triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon, dodecagon, and engon. And those names are simply based off the amount of sides. So obviously a triangle is 3. Let's this a little smaller so we can fit them all. Let's make this one a little smaller so we can fit that as well. So, okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and obviously an engon has n sides. So essentially a triangle has 3 sides, a quadrilateral has 4, a pentagon has 5 sides, hexagon has 6 sides, heptagon 7 sides, octagon 8 sides, nonagon 9 sides, decagon 10 sides, dodecagon 12 sides, and an engon has n sides. Now the interior angle sum is based off of this formula, n minus 2 times 180. Okay, so I'm going to work on the bottom here. So my interior angle sum is n minus 2 times 180. So 3 minus 2 is 1 times 180 is 180. And 4 minus 2 times 180 is 360. And then 5 minus 2 is 3 times 180 is 540. And then 6 minus 2 is 4 times 180, which is 720. 7 minus 2 is 5 times 180, which is 900. And if you notice, each side, we go up another 180. We go to 9 sides, we go to 1,260. We go to 10 sides, we go to 1,440. Now 12 sides, I'm skipping the 11-sided figure. 12-sided figure is 1,800, because 12 minus 2 is 10, and 10 times 180 is 180. Now the exterior angle sum, as we learned earlier, which is a very valuable piece of information, is 360. And it does not matter how many sides your figure has. If you are a polygon, your exterior angles add up to 360 degrees. So we're going to keep doing the 360. In fact, I can probably clone it. Might go a little quicker that way, keep cloning it. But each side, no matter how many sides, is going to be 360. So even our n-sided figure, I literally can write 360 here, because it's a 360 degree sum on any type of polygon, no matter how many sides. Okay. Now the interior angle sum, we can use this formula if we want, which is interior angle sum, which is n minus 2 times 180, and then we divide it by n, the amount of sides. Okay, you can use that formula. My advice to you, though, is this. I think it's actually easier to use this formula. Let me just put this one in there. Okay, is to use this formula for the exterior angle, which is 360 divided by the amount of sides. Now remember, this only works for regular polygons. It does not work for any polygon. It's got to be regular, which means all the sides and all the angles are equal. Okay, interior angle sum works for any polygon, but interior angle, one measure of an interior angle or one measure of an exterior angle, can only be found if you have a regular polygon. Okay, my advice is this. I would do 360 divided by 3, which is 120, and that is my exterior angle. My interior angle has to be a linear pair. Now, could I do 180 divided by 3 to get 60? Absolutely. That's my n minus 2 times 180 divided by n, but I think it's easier just to divide by 360. When I do it for a quadrilateral, which essentially is a square, my exterior angle is 90, my interior angle is 90. Pentagon, 360 divided by 5 is 72. and then we get 108 as our linear pair for our interior angle. 360 divided by 6 is 120, and then 60 is my linear pair for my interior angle. 360 divided by 7, that's the one decimal I'm going to get. 360 divided by 7 is 51.43. When I do that linear pair, I get 128.7 or 128.57. Keep in mind, those are rounded numbers. The rest are exact. 360 divided by 8 gives me a 45-degree exterior angle, which means my interior angle is 135. My nonagon gives me an exterior angle of 40, so my interior angle is 140. My decagon, 360, we're going to do 360 divided by 10. My exterior angle is 36. My interior angle is 144. And finally, my dodecagon, 360 divided by 12, I get an exterior angle of 30, and my interior angle is 150. So you should be able to fill this chart out. If you have a good understanding of the polygons, this chart really should not be an issue. Now, more likely are the questions I'm going to ask you in the test. And once again, if you're dealing with a regular polygon, I'm going to divide by 360, or 360 divided by side for exterior angles. So if I have a regular polygon, I'm going to take 360 and I'm going to divide 18. And when I divide 360 by 18, I get 20. That is, whoops, sorry about that. It's in right here, equals 20. And what does that 20 represent? That 20 represents my exterior angle. So my exterior angle equals 20, therefore my interior angle has to equal 160, since they have to be supplementary. A regular polygon with an exterior angle, I'm going to do 360 divided by 15. Well, 360 divided by 15 is going to be 24. So when I'm dividing by my exterior angle, now, instead of getting my exterior angle, I already have that, I'm getting my amount of sides. So this ends up being 360 divided by 15 is 24. So my sides is 24. My interior angle is quite simply the linear pair. My interior angle is 165. I don't need to do any division to find that out. If I'm given the interior angle sum of a polygon, now once again, here it's not a regular polygon and that's okay. If you're given the interior angle sum of a regular polygon, you want to now go to your n minus 2 times 180 equals 7200 formula. I'm going to divide 180 on both sides, and that's going to leave me with 40. When I add 2 on both sides, I get 42. So I end up with 42 sides if my interior angle sum is 7,200. And finally, if I have a regular polygon with an interior angle, instead of using n minus 2 times 180 divided by n, I'm going to find my exterior angle right away. And that's going to be at 12 degrees. And now I'm going to divide that by 360. Or I should say 360 divided by 12. And when I divide by 12 here, that answer is going to be, oops. That answer, sorry about that, is going to be, delete this, sorry about that. So 360 divided by 12, well, we're going to get 30. So therefore, exterior angle is 12, and I have 30 sides for this figure if I'm given interior angle measure as 168. As I come here, we can assume these are parallelograms. I told you that in class, which means opposite sides are congruent. So I've got to make a good decision. I've got to make sure that I put together the ones with the same variables. So I can set 8x plus 12 equal to 12x minus 8. Okay. It doesn't make much sense for me to do 3x plus 15 equals 9y plus 3 because they have different variables in them. And I can't set up a system because this one here does not have different variables in it. So if I can get my x, I want to get my x right away. I end up with 20 equals 4x. My x equals 5. And now I'm going to plug that in to help me get my answer. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 12 is 52. 12 times 5 is 60 minus 8 is 52. So that works out perfect. Now when I put it in over here, 3 times 5 is 15 plus 15 is 30. And now this is what I use to get my y. Opposite sides have to be congruent. 9 plus 3 equals 30. 9y equals 27. And my y equals 3. With a parallelogram, diagonals bisect. In this case, I'm setting two y's equal to each other, or an x and a y. So I want to set the y's equal. 4y plus 13 equals 7y minus 5. That's the good decision. We're going to get 18 on this side. We're going to get 3y here, and my 6 equals y. So when I plug 6 in for y, take a look at what I get. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 13, I get 37. 7 times 6 is 42, minus 5, hey, I get 37, which is what I'm supposed to get. Now when I plug the y in here, 5 times 6 is 30 minus 8, that's 22. So my 2x plus 6 would also have to equal 22 because the diagonals bisect. 2x equals 16, and my x equals 8. Okay? And you can plug that in. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 6 is 22. Same thing up here. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 3 is 30. Here we want to make a good decision. I can set the opposite angles equal, and I can set up a system. That would work. But I think it's easier when you can to use one variable. So I'm going to do consecutive angles or supplementary. I'm going to add the two expressions with x in them, because those are representing consecutive angles. Add them up and set them equal to 180. 25x plus 30 equals 180. 25x equals 150. And my x equals 6. And I'll check it. This becomes 42. And this becomes 138. And those two angles right there are supplementary, as they're supposed to be. Let's do the same thing for y. 15y plus 48 plus 8y minus 6 equals 180. Well, 23y plus 42 equals 180. When I subtract 42 on both sides, I end up with 138, and my y equals 6. I plug that in. 6 times 15 is 90 plus 48. Well, that gives me 138. 8 times 6, that's 48, minus 6 is 42. Now I know these angles are correct. Now this is the example where you have to set up a system. Okay, we have 5x plus 2 equals 7y minus 3. And I have 4x plus 5 equals 5y plus 4. I'm going to get x's and y's on one side and the numbers on the other. So I rewrite this as 5x minus 7y equals a negative 5. And then on this side, I get 4x minus 5y equals a negative 1. Now, what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to multiply the top by 4 and the bottom by negative 5. And that'll allow me to eliminate a variable. Now I get 20x minus 28y equals negative 20. I get negative 20x plus 25y equals 5. When we combine like terms here, the x's cancel, and I'm left with negative 3y equals negative 15, and my y equals 5. So that makes this 29. My y is 5. That makes this 32. I'll get my x this way. I could plug back into an original, or I could do something like this. 5x plus 2 equals 32. 5x equals 30, and x equals 6. And if you were to plug that one into check, you get 32 here. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 5 is 29. And that is the next 2 pages of your review.